Well, good morning to you. It is Friday, January the 8th. We've made it back. You've made it through the first work week of 2021. Congratulations for reaching it to this level. There are new surprises every day, I know, but we're here to guide you through those. And we've got a great show lined up for you for the next, for a little while. We've got abbreviated shows this week because we're talking about a special campaign. We'll get more to that in a second. But first, I've got one co-host today. Frank Cooper joins us. He's in the house. Good morning to you, Frank.
Good morning, boss man. How you doing today? Happy Friday to everybody. Hey, we're back for the New Year's. We're back for the New Year's. We got up to the minute, still the same format. So for more information about the colleges, interviews, and what's going on around the campuses, hit the notification bell on YouTube. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So check out all the latest episodes on there.
As Frank likes to say, hit that bell. That's right. Check us out on YouTube. You can find our YouTube channel on YouTube. It's not under HCCTV. Look for Houston Community College. You can subscribe to the station and you can get all of the videos like these when we produce them. All right, let's get to what we're talking about today. We've got a special promotion going on right now for our current students who may have not registered yet for the spring. It's called Secure Your Seat. And right now we've got Dr. Margaret Ford Fisher, the president of HCC's Online College, here to tell us more about it. Good morning to you, Dr. Ford Fisher. If we can get you to turn on your microphone there. There we go.
Good morning. Good morning. It's so good to see you. Happy New Year to the entire team, the fabulous HCCTV team. I am so delighted to join you today.
We're glad to have you with us. Thanks for being here and Happy New Year to you. We have a promotion going on right now, and it's very important because today is the last day of the promotion. Let's go back to last semester and the dilemma that we were facing because we were noticing there was some concern amongst the current students of the fall 2020 semester in registering for the spring. So we devised a campaign, Student Services, working with the presidents like yourself, came up with a campaign to reach out to those students, and it's called Secure Your Seat. Maybe you can tell us about it.
Absolutely. And one of the things that HCC is absolutely passionate about is ensuring that we reach out to the community and provide the students with the education and training that they desire and that they deserve. And so Secure Your Seat is very much akin to securing your future. And that's one of the things that we want our students to be cognizant of, is that we're here to assist them in securing their seats for this spring term to enroll in classes. And that is a part of securing their future, which of course means that this is going to allow them not only to increase their educational attainment levels, whether it's for a certificate or a degree, but it's going to also help them to increase and expand their network. They'll be able to connect with other students, other individuals who can help them in the future. It will also help them to increase their earning potential. And so we want to make sure that we communicate to our students the importance of the classes that we currently have available, the programs that are available, so that they can then make that transition, whether it's not going to a campus, one of our campuses, or online. And many of our students now are enrolling in online classes, and that is a convenient way for them to study and to also not only secure their seat, they can secure their seat, but they can secure their future in their way as well.
Well, you make a very important point there because this pandemic has thrown us all for a loop. But when you're a student going to college, there's a goal. You eventually want to get out one day and go to work. And you want to keep those goals in sight because a lot of our students may have found themselves, well, the pandemic happened, I can wait a little while, but life still happens and you still have to pay those bills. And like you said, you want to increase your earning potential and get the right certifications and degrees to do so.
So true. And of course, as you mentioned in the very first question that you asked, so many of the students were perplexed. And I think some of our faculty members were as well. You know, what are we going to do now as we make that transition to help our students? I think everyone now is feeling a lot more comfortable with the online modality. And we have the opportunity for our students to enroll. They can enroll in the classes. We have means and measures in place to provide support for our students with the technology that they need as well, and to help them to transition into an academic program or a workforce program that will then lead to meaningful employment. And that is what is critically important, very, very important primarily because once they complete their certificate or their degree, there are businesses now, there are industries, there are opportunities that are waiting them for employment, and not just employment, but gainful employment as well. And I think, Todd, one of the things that I think is critically important as well is that for our students to secure their seats and to secure their future makes them then the role model for other members of their family,
Sure.
as well as for their peers. And I think that is also very essential.
Because a lot of our students are first time in their first generation that's going to college in their families. A lot of our students that come from families of immigrants. A lot of our students are just getting through college for the first time. But we also have a segment of the population of our students that are returning students, may have not gotten their degree or want to increase their earning potential. And I know with the online college, you offer short-term certifications. Let me ask you this. Do you offer the classes online anytime and online on a schedule where you can interact with peers? Can you do those type of classes, both of them with the online college?
Absolutely. And you know, that's one of the things that I think is really critically important about the online modality is that our faculty members, our instructional designers have worked to ensure that we can provide that student engagement for our students. So they're able to participate in conversations online with their peers, have that contact with their faculty members, with their advisors, with their counselors, and they can also participate in student life online. And so all of that is just really critically important to the student being able to have that college experience, that learning experience. And I really like one of the comments that was made by several of the guests that we had on one of the Credential Up Houston programs. The guest indicated that it really is not the building, and it really is not whether or not it's online. It's the teaching that makes the difference. And it's that engagement that we impart that makes the difference. So if our students feel as though they're engaged, the instructors feel that they can connect with their students and keep their students engaged, and it's interactive, then those students are going to learn, whether or not it's in a building, face-to-face, or whether or not it's online. Because online can also be face-to-face. As the instructor sees the students see their peers and their instructor, they are able to interact with one another.
And that's the magic of what we're doing nowadays with this online new way of living that we're doing right now, virtual living, I should say. Let me ask you this, when a lot of our students, one of the things that amazed me when I first got to HCC was the low cost and affordable education you can get and quality education. But still, a lot of our students are experiencing financial struggles. And when we were in the buildings, I know that students would wait till the last 2 weekends to go to a campus and register. And one of the main reasons they said is they were waiting for payday. I know that you've worked real hard with the other presidents and administration to make sure we have financial means available to our students. Maybe you could talk about the options that are available to really dispel that rumor that you need to wait to get paid to go to school.
Yes, and I think that's really very important. The students should complete the FAFSA, and that will allow them an opportunity to become eligible and qualified for the financial aid. And I think that as we look at all of the various options and opportunities that are available for our students, we have the Pell Grants that are available for our students. We have the scholarships that are available for our students. And we also have a foundation that has worked feverishly and tirelessly to ensure that they're able to gain the financial support that would provide the scholarships for our students. So for our students who are interested in enrolling in classes, there are opportunities available for them. And I would encourage the students to reach out, to go online, to access our hccs.edu/student services website, and they'll be able to get information about how to enroll, all of the admissions requirements, et cetera. We have a Zoom lobby that is available for our students as well to get that virtual support. But in addition to that, to go into our financial aid page, all of the excellent financial aid advisors who would be able to assist them with the step-by-step process to fill out the application so that they will be eligible for the financial support that they need to enroll in school, to secure their seat, yes, but to also secure their future.
Yeah, and I was speaking with a couple of other presidents, and it's amazing because we have a number of programs where there's full financing available for these programs. There's grants and scholarships that are paid for by partnerships that HCC has, and it's just available for those who go and ask. And if you take the program, everything's paid for. So I know financial aid loans are really a last option that the advisors look for. They try to get these programs paid for, like you said, by Pell Grants and other means first.
They do. And that's one of the ways that obviously I think not only have a lot of students been eligible for those grants and they've gotten the assistance and they've completed their credentials and they've gotten great jobs. And some of them are now giving back to the institution as a matter of paying it forward, which I think is really critically important. But we have a lot of industry support as well. And I'd like to indicate that there are companies, there are businesses as well that HCC has a partnership with who will provide that tuition reimbursement for the students, for their employees. And if employees are interested in continuing their education, it is a matter of making that contact with their supervisors to ensure that once they enroll in college, they will secure their seat, they are securing their future with the company as well, but they're going to be an added value asset for the company as well as they increase their skill set. So yes, there are multiple options that are available for our students. They have the desire. We certainly have the willingness and we have that eagerness to be able to assist them to get the support that they need to secure the seat and to secure their future also.
I know, Dr. Ford Fisher, we're talking about the Secure Your Seat campaign, which does end today. And if you register by going to hccs.edu/now today, you can win some special incentives. We have a few things available for students. We'll get to those in a second. But I want to emphasize and ask you, I imagine you have year-round enrollment with your courses like HCC does, because students, their lives go on and they may not be able to enroll for the traditional spring semester, but we have other options available for them as well.
Oh, yes, we do. I mean, any student who wants to enroll at HCC, let me tell you, not only is there quality education that is available, we have faculty members with excellent, just let's say superb credentials and who are compassionate about, they're really compassionate when it comes to looking at their students and working with their students to help shepherd them through to success. But we have the 16-week classes that are available. We have the 12-week classes that are available. We have the 6-week classes that are available. We have the 4-week classes that are available. So this is flex scheduling that allows our students, based upon what will fit their needs, we want to be sensitive to that and provide the students with the opportunity to enroll in courses in order to continue their education. And so with those accelerated courses, we recognize also that our students are able to enroll, for example, in short-term classes, whether it's 8-week classes, and they're able to, kind of fast track through their educational programs. And that would be for those students who are certainly not only just prepared to move through quickly, but they're going to get the quality of education and they're going to complete the competencies that are required in that time span in order to move on to the next level of courses. And so we want to make sure that our students recognize, as you indicated, Todd, that they have multiple options that are available to them.
Certainly a lot of options. Make sure you register today, though. If you're thinking, register early, get the classes you want, and get started. Keep your career goals in mind and online. Dr. Ford Fisher, before you go, I know we have some swag available for our students if they participate in this campaign, which ends today, and they could win something if they register.
You're absolutely right. And one of them is a laptop.
Yeah.
I think a lot of our students are interested in getting laptops because we recognize also that that has been or was an impediment for many of our students last spring. And so we want to ensure now that our students recognize that that is one of the options that's available to them. And we encourage them to go ahead and register today so that they will then look at all of what is available and be in the pool and receive one of those nice swag options.
Absolutely. Dr. Margaret Ford Fisher, thanks for being here this morning. Good to see you again. And make sure you check out Dr. Ford Fisher's show. We produce it at HCCTV. It's called Credential Up. And you can also find that on our YouTube channel, social media, and on our TV channel as well. Thank you, Dr. Ford Fisher.
You're welcome. Thank you. Have a great day and a great semester.
Okay. Frank, before I lose my voice, why don't you real quickly go over our social media options?
Yeah, so for social media, man, for this show and for any other news that we have going on, check out Facebook, Houston Community College District. We have Instagram, HCC EDU. We have Twitter as well, Houston Community College. And we have Snapchat as well for any news that we have going on. It'll be on one of those 5 platforms.
All right, so I think I'm getting my voice back. It was one of those things where, it was right towards the end of the interview. I get that scratch in my throat, and then your throat locks up. That's what was happening here. So,
hey man,
got some fluids going. I'll make it through this. So, Frank, what's that?
That's called decades of journalism experience by you. Be able to balance that.
Man, it's like a deer in the headlights. You don't know what to do. You're losing your voice. It's going to happen. I just knew it was going to happen, but we made it through Dr. Ford Fisher's interview, and it's a very important campaign. Once again, secure your seat going on through the end of today, but you can register anytime, folks. Once we start the spring semester on a week from Tuesday, we do have a second start semester. It starts a few weeks later. So you can register literally year round at Houston Community College. Our classes are very affordable. There's financial aid available, scholarships, as you heard, Pell Grants, and a lot of other ways of helping you pay for college. So go to hccs.edu/now for all your registration needs. Don't wait. Get started today. All right, Frank, we're going to talk a little sports. We've got a big weekend of football coming up, and we talked a little bit about my picks last time. What are some of your other thoughts about this coming weekend of football?
Well, I mean, they change every day. I'm not sure if you heard, but the Browns, the head coach is out, Kevin Stefanski. He has coronavirus.
Yeah.
Another player, offensive coordinator, is out too for a team. I can't remember. I don't know if it's the Steelers. Sometimes offensive coordinators out due to coronavirus as well. So, I mean, the games are tomorrow, but all the protocols, you don't know who's going to play, who's not going to coach. It's getting crazy out there. But
I know it's nuts. It's just been strange with the season because it happened a lot in college football. I mean, Alabama lost their coach. Nick Saban was out for a couple of weeks, and they had one of the assistants take over coaching. But that just seems to be the nature of what's happening right now. I got to say, though, I don't think it's going to matter who's coaching the Browns this weekend. You got Ben Roethlisberger, who's ready to prove something again, and I think he'll move on maybe to the next round. But I don't see the Browns pulling it off this weekend. I don't think it's going to be close. I think Roethlisberger's due for a star game in the playoffs, and this is it.
Yeah, the Steelers are definitely due. They've pitter-pattered the last 6 or 7 games going into the postseason. They lost by two, 3 guys in their defensive line, on their defense in their front 7.
Yeah,
and the offense they've been struggling. They can't run the football. It's been the short passing game with Ben Roethlisberger and Deontay and Juju Smith-Schuster. So I feel like the Browns defense is going to be a great remedy for those guys to get back on track, because the Browns defense has been struggling a lot lately. So if you're the Browns, man, you got to be able to keep that defense off the field and run the football with Nick Chubb and try to limit your turnovers and give yourself a chance to win. I'm not sure what the temperature is going to be, but if you're the Browns, you better hope for snow to slow down that Pittsburgh passing attack.
Yeah, you hope it snows, but you know what? You had a good run. You made it to the playoffs. Now go back to being the Browns for another 16 years. So we'll see how that works. Other games you're watching this weekend?
You know what? I'm intrigued. A lot of people aren't, but I'm intrigued by the Rams and Seahawks game. Goff might not play with the dislocated thumb in his throwing hand, and it might be Wolford, the backup quarterback. And Wolford's a more athletic quarterback who fits McVay's system a little bit more, because he's able to run QB raggles, things of that nature. So, and when you're a team playing against a quarterback you have no film on, it's kind of hard to gauge what his tendencies are. They may have to go back to college film when he played in college, or or go back to last week when we played the Cardinals, but it's not a lot of film on Wolford, so that could be a very competitive game.
Right.
He's way more athletic, and so there's more plays that you can call out of the pocket for him.
Well, I think it'll be a good game to watch. Another one I'm going to be watching. I always, one thing I always did like the Rams. I thought that I go back to when they were in St. Louis and they had the greatest show on turf. You may have been a little too young to remember that, but boy,
that team. Oh yeah, the '99 team. That's one of the greatest offenses I've ever seen.
Oh, that was just an incredible game. They got to play the fake Oilers in that Super Bowl, and that was just wonderful to see them beat the fake Oilers. So there you go. Speaking of fake Oilers, they're going to be playing this weekend, huh?
Yeah, they are. They have they have a huge task in their hands. They play the Buffalo Bills. So no. They play the Ravens. They play
the Ravens. Yeah. Which I think that's going to be a tough game.
Yeah, they got him at home. Lamar Jackson comes to Tennessee. I don't know how Tennessee made it to the playoffs. Their defense is so atrocious. They can't stop anybody. It's been King Henry and the play action passing attack because those guys can't stop anybody. And
yeah,
they're on a hot streak right now. They ran for 300 yards last week. 300 yards. That's a college stat in one game. So it doesn't look good for them, man. Like I know last year in the postseason when they played against each other, they was able to get turnovers early on Lamar Jackson. They was able to run the football and keep Lamar off the field. So
right,
they can go back to that remedy of running the football and gaining time of possession. They might have a shot, but that defense is on the field more than half the time in that game. I don't see it being pretty.
No, and another game I don't think it's going to be pretty is when the Saints take on the Bears. I'm Saints all the way. I think this is their year. I think Drew Brees is due another Super Bowl, and I think he's going to find his way there this year and win it. So, but I think it's going to be a good game. I don't think the Saints are going to have a problem beating the Bears, though. What do you think?
I think this is Mitch Trubisky's last start of his NFL career. I think he'll be a career backup after this. Not to any fault of his own. I just think, when Ryan Pace, the GM for the Bears, drafted him ahead of Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson back 2 years ago, I think this game tomorrow is going to show why it was important to either draft Mahomes or Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
I don't think the game is close. I think the Saints defense is going to get on Mitch Trubisky. I think the Saints are going to force a couple turnovers, and I can see a 38-17 game easily.
Easily, too. Speaking of Deshaun, hey, Bears might have an eye on him. I'm hearing he's asking for a trade. He's a little upset because, the Texans, the ownership, they just keep being the Texans. And they brought in another New England person. We know how well that's worked out in the past. But they bring in a New England GM. Deshaun seems to be a little upset. And the rumors are getting pretty hot this week that even though he signed a contract extension, he doesn't want to play here or he's asking for a trade.
Yeah, Houston fumbled that, figuratively and literally. There were reports that, Eric Bieniemy, who's the offensive coordinator for Kansas City, there were reports that Deshaun wanted him to get interviewed by Texans brass and Mahomes. Mahomes and Deshaun are contemporaries, they're friends. Mahomes has spoke highly of him, recommended him. Some other players have recommended Bieniemy, and he didn't get an interview by Houston. And up here, Deshaun's really upset about that. And look, when you look at all the great franchises in football, Kansas City, Pittsburgh, New England, there's a connection with the head coach, GM, and quarterback. Like if you're a great quarterback, you ask the quarterback, hey, what do you want? Like, who do you want here? What players do you want drafted? What coaches do you want interviewed? And for some reason, Houston, there's a disconnect with Cal McNair and whoever the player personnel guy is. They're not listening to Deshaun. And when you pay somebody that kind of money to be a player on your field, you got to get his input, and we're not getting his input. Frustrations will happen.
Absolutely, and he deserves to have his input heard. He's arguably the most important player on the field every Sunday, and really in the community. He's a beacon in the community for everything that he does. So it's a shame that it's happening. Does it surprise me? No, because it's the Texans, for crying out loud. These guys have been around for 2002. They've won some AFC South championships, wherever that's worth, but they can't seem to get it right. I mean, come on, man. You make your coach the GM last year, horrible situation, then you fire him 4 games in. Should have been done 4 years ago. But that's why they're the Texans.
And they gave this guy, the GM, a 6-year contract. Like, Look, I don't know how good he is. I know Belichick runs a lot of that operation. He handles a lot of the drafting, a lot of the player acquisitions. So I don't know how involved he was in New England as far as day-to-day moves. So you get somebody a 6-year deal, you're stuck with that guy.
Stuck with him for a long time. Yeah, well, real quickly, keep talking about local sports. Want to give a shout out to the Houston Cougars. They're back on the winning track, 9-1, beat Wichita State, and I think they're like back to number 11 in the polls. A lot of my Cougar friends who are graduates, a little upset that they didn't get ranked higher, but that's my thing with basketball. NCAA basketball is that you just win. If you win, you're going to get to where you want. Unlike the football, basketball, you have an honest shot of winning. Just win your conference tournament. That's how you get your seed. That's where you get your respect. And these rankings from week to week, that's more just barbershop talk. Like, it's exactly right. Yeah.
Do that, you'll be just fine. And I'm proud of the Cougars right now. They're putting Houston on the map. They've done really well the last few years, and
they have.
Hopefully the tournament's not canceled this year, so we can see these guys really put in work in the tournament.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. Frank, good to see you again, my friend. We'll see you again next week on the show. And I hear Brittany will be back next week.
Oh man, hey, she has big shoes to fill, man. She might be on 5 foot, but she has huge shoes to fill. So
yeah, she'll be back, and so she'll be leading us around. So that'll be the way that goes.
Yes, indeed. So
all right, Frank. Have a good weekend. Enjoy the sports. And folks, thanks for being here today. Of course, make sure you register if you haven't done so yet and you're looking to attend HCC. Register now, register early. We'll help you with the financial options and figure out the best route for you. But you need to go to hccs.edu/now to do so. Monday, we'll be back live. Stay tuned and have a great weekend. Stay safe out there, mask up, and enjoy the day.